PowerPoint slides because this is what my emphasis will be. So but bring a textbook in case you need to looking at, you forgot one concept, you need to looking at refer. You know where to look. I don't mix my chapter. From chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, I don't mix it. So you will know where to look. Okay? Just don't be too stressed out.
So the questions are in order of the
Yeah, in order of chapters. Okay? I'm helping you try to using a method. It's a little bit method. There are a lot of methodology, teaching methodology. To be honest with you, when you study something, practice. You have to work on it. You just cannot have to do fancy things. So you're fighting with yourself. So I'm trying to help you. And so if you make a mistake, 1 point, as long as you do it, you will receive like 2 points. I did that 3 points. If I made a mistake, 3 points. But you show me that, like n equal to v equal to. So I was looking at, you get a partial credit. Okay? Don't skip. I give you 2 skip. Don't skip any more than that. At least you check. At least you check one, so you get like a 25% chances play the game. Okay? And because the rounding error, sometimes your error was slightly different than the answer is. Show me your result. Then rounding error. You just put a line, so I know what you do. Okay? If for some reason, it happens sometimes, you missed a huge, you failed the midterm. I'll give you a chance to do a makeup. For midterm, yes. Okay, final, sorry. Final, it's final, right? So I just want to give you a little bit of pressure. So at least take it if MBA is not working on the cake. Of course, I'm afraid if we are too easy for our class, then finished, they can do nothing. That is a big problem. So this is just, I put some kind of pressure on it. I don't want to get too much. You still have a second chance. So that mentally, if you really messed up for some reason, you still have a chance. Okay? So it's not like a do or die situation. It's but a little bit pressure on it. I think you will do fine. And particularly from my observation is usually the time value money we do quite well. Because I really drilled you a lot. So you know how to punch. There is no chance that you will make calculation errors. You don't calculate, you just punch it in. Calculation are identified, right? So, but let's look at this problem. Like this, this is the chapter 1, chapter 2. I forgot what that is. It's asking you what is the equity ratio for 2008.
Is that chapter 3?
The first chapter, first lecture on that, chapter 2 or something. Now, you will see that how do you calculate that equity ratio. Here, the debt equity ratio limit. We know what the equity part is. Equity part is the common stock plus retained earnings. These two. That ratio is, they are including accounts payable and the long-term debt. So in other words, is these two divided by these two. That equation. Okay. So what is the correct answer? Did everybody get that one?
C, yes.
All right. Now that is my favorite, as a matter of fact. Is according to what is the equity multiplier for 2 years. Now this, I like this class. In this chapter, second lecture, is called DuPont identity. As I emphasize, it's called DuPont identity is based on equity equal to ROA times equity multiply equal to PAT times profit margin times equity multiply. Now remember this equation. These two equations are important. Give you return on equity. So basically accounting data. The return on equity is most important because shareholder is the owner of the company. So this is how management performance is measured by return on equity. What is return on equity? It is equal to return on asset times multiplier. Now this one, financial leverage, is the multiplier. What is EM? EM is equal to 1 plus debt over equity. 1 plus debt over equity. So it's a magnifier, you multiply. So if that was 1 plus D and E, if that one, what is the answer for the first one?
35.
35%?
35.5.
35.5%, right?
Percent.
So 1.355, right? 1.355,
Yep.
right? In other words, so if the return is 10%, your return on equity will be 13%. Why? Because the leverage. Because the financial leverage. But I think I emphasize my emphasis on this is an important concept. Financial leverage. This one, financial leverage. But detailed will be total asset turnover plus profit margin times equity part. Now this ratio giving you this one further. You can analyze the detail. This one is the financial leverage. This one is corporate performance measurement. I like this ratio. I always, in all my tests, I have this ratio. And for those who are writing their term papers, writing their case analysis capstone class, I usually ask you looking at DuPont, it's the company you want to analyze. You compare company A with company peer, or with peer group to analyze the company performance. You always run this one looking at why company A is not good or as good as or better than company your peer group, right? This is the ratio you did. So you see that the equity multiplier time that total value asset turnover profit margin. Profit margin is the NI over sales. It's profit margin. And this relationship. So it is the answer should be is one multiply it's 3. Did you say 1.36? 1.355 is 1.36, right? Number 3, the Green Giant has a 5% profit margin, a 40% dividend payout ratio. Total asset turnover 1.4, equity multiplied 1.5. What is the sustainable growth rate? Oh, that's, you have to looking at the book. Sustainable growth rate is if the book sustainable growth how do you how does the formula say that? Return on equity times
The retention rate.
today?
The retention rate.
Retention rate, D, right?
Yes.
Divided by 1 plus return on equity times B, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So now, given this, now this one is kind of hard. The second one, the third one is pretty hard. But if you find a formula, then remember, I like the DuPont identity. It's my favorite ratio. So I always use it. So you need to find ROE first. Now ROE, either using financial leverage, if you know ROA, but if we don't know, then go to this. Obviously, we use the second one, right? Do we know the total asset turnover? 1.4. See that? 1.4. Equity multiply. What is profit margin? Profit margin is 40%. 4 times 1.
No. Profit margin is 5%.
5%.
Oh, I'm sorry. 5%. Turnover ratio, we have it. Multiply 1.5. Now be careful, 5% is 0.05, okay? So this one give you ROE, see that? ROE. Now what is the ROE here?
About 11%.
11%?
Zero.
0.1. Did you type this one?
What do you get?
0.105.
Yeah.
0.105, okay? So that one is your ROE. Now, dividend payout ratio, if you have net income, what is B, dividend payout ratio, or retain ratio? Retain ratio is 1 minus D.
Yeah. So it's 0.6.
So B here is 1 minus 0.4 equals 0.6. Now, given this, so it's equal to 0.105 times 0.6 divided by 1 minus 0.105 times 0.6. By the way, when you do your algebra, there's orders. First, you need to do multiply. Then do 1 minus, okay? You have the, you cannot just 1 minus 1. You have this multiplication, division, then plus minus. The order, step by step. So what is the result for this? What is the sustainable growth rate, this one? What is the answer is given, right? What's the
Which one? The third is a 6.72.
So C, right?
C.
Yeah. Now just be careful about percentage. In calculation, when I do my calculation, I always want to use decimal. But when you in the word type of your percentage, this one read as 0.0672. If you decimal point set up to 4 after the decimal point, 4 digits after decimal point, so you'll get that more accurate answers. So I showed you this one. I really like the DuPont algorithm. I think for all the ratio analysis, that's the most important ratio. Don't worry, you know what to look at. Number 3 is a hard one. Number 3 is a combine everything together. But you know, if you number 1, number 2, even you don't study, you can do it easy one. Number 3, you really need to study it. But if you really find it's hard, skip it to the next one. Okay? Let's look at number 4. The stated interest rate is 10%. Which form of compounding will give you highest effective rate of return? The higher one, so the annual, monthly, daily, continuous, impossible. Oh, it's a continuous. Give you highest one. Oh, I have a list. You see the list? In the time value money, there is a list. That showed you as a continuous, almost like minute by minute, second by second. Right? They give you the highest rate of return. You need to know how to use the E to the power of something. Continuous compounding, let's do a continuous compounding. $100 continuous compound at 10% for a year. How much is equal? How do I calculate that? How do I calculate that? 10% compound continuously for a year. How do I calculate that? First 0.1, then second log, then times 100. You do opposite. You go backwards.
How can I do that?
All right. So first you put 0.1 in. Next, using see the log part. Second log, you get E prime. For this one, you get E prime. See that? EX. You have it?
Which one's the here? Yeah, the end. Okay, put these in this one.
3.1.
And then
Here's
second.
log. Oh.
That one's
And it's inverse of log.
And then
Then using inverse of log.
And then 100?
You have a log. 0.1. Yes, 0.1. Yes. And log. Then times 1. So go backwards. We do backwards, okay?
In that case, it's 100.
You pretty much have to do the E first and then multiply by 100. Okay. I would say this became a trend. Me want to figure out what magic calculator thing we want.
You get it?
Me want to.
Now, I'll change it. This time, I'm going to ask you to discount it. Discount this on 10%. When you do discount, you put a negative sign on it. How do I do it? I'll do the opposite. 0.1, change sign. Second, log, times 1. Go backwards. This is discount. Now, we see that x negative 1 is equal to 1 over x. Anything negative is divided. And this one actually is equal to 100 divided by e.1. But we don't write this. We write like this. That's called discount. So how do I do that? 0.1, change sign, anti-log, times 1. You put a 92 or 91 something? 91 something. Right. Using E exponential compounding, you go backwards. Calculation backwards. You cannot use time value money because you have to require a E exponential key. So this one will give you highest one. If you're looking forward, if you're looking backwards, present value, this one will give you lowest present value. Number 5. The McDonald Group purchased a piece of property for $1.2 million. It paid down payment 20% in cash and finance the balance. The long term required monthly payment for 15 years at an annual percentage rate 7.7. But what is the amount loan payment? Ooh, this one actually is not that easy. First, figure out loan amount, isn't it?
960,000.
Wow, Sandra, how do you get a 906,000? Because
Down payment is
80% of 1.2. 20% down, 80% is money. 80% times 1.2. You get PV, present value of the loan amount. You get that? Present value of the loan amount. Loan amount, first you calculate loan amount. Loan amount is present value, and then put a negative sign in front of it. Then 15 years annual for monthly payment. How many monthly payment we're talking about? 160. No, 130.
180?
180. What I'm thinking. Oh, after 80. The one cylinder shut down. Or after 9 o'clock, all cylinders shut down. 180. Right? Now, 7.75 is the annual rate divided by 12. You get a monthly rate. Then you calculate for PMT. Okay? So be careful about the loan amount. If you see the down payment is 30%, what is the loan amount? 70% times 1.2. Right? You figure out what the loan amount. Here you figure out the loan amount. Otherwise it'll be difficult. All right. So I think this one is slightly difficult. All right. Number 6. The Robinson firm is considering a project which costs 123,900 to undertake. The project will yield cash flow 4894.35 monthly for 30 months. What is great about this? Now, what is the problem of like this? Is annuity, isn't it? Annuity. Annuity situation is you have a constant payment. Present value. And they're asking you what is rate of return. So N is 30. 4894.35 PMT. Negative 123900 is the present value. Compute for R. Should I times 12? I forgot this one.
Yes.
So since are monthly, but all the rate of return seems like big, you might have to try times 12. Times 12 it annualizes it. Okay? Now thing like this, I don't know, sometimes they might just ask you monthly and you think the monthly is okay. But if you find, well, I remember it's like a 1 something, what is it 12? No, don't forget, times 12, and you get that number. Okay? I'm going to do that page 3. I found many of you haven't done this one. This is a good chance to practice. So I'm going to do the other review next week. So I want us to work on 7. Or should I just stop here so you have a chance to do it? You ask your questions.
I've done it.
You've done everything.
I've done 7.
Okay. Yeah, that's just working. So next week we'll work a little bit slow. Let's work up to 9. Yeah, I like the number. 7, 8, 9, we are done today. Okay, so if you haven't done your stuff, go do it at home. I'd rather you make a mistake than you learn. Okay. Number 7, you are considering 2 insurance settlement. The first one offer, including annual payment 5,000, 7,500, and 10,000 over the next 3 years. So problem like this always helpful. Is to visualize the drawing timeline. $5,000, 7.5 thousand, and 10,000. The other offer payment lump sum today. You are trying to decide which one to accept, given the fact your discount rate is interest rate 5%. What is the minimum amount you will accept today if you are select the lump sum? Oh, so how see that pattern is? You're basically just looking for this. Now today we study net present values, isn't it? We're using net present value key to calculate this. So you don't have to like a present value, future values do 3 times. So I will do this. Now you can do your differently. I will do this. I'm going to using CF key. Put those numbers in. CF0 equal to 0. CF1 equal to 5,000. CF2 equal to 7,500. CF3 equal to 10,000. Alright? I put those numbers in, I put 0 in it. So net, net is gone, there's no cash outflow. So I can go to NPV key. Put 5 as your I. Solving for net present value. That net present value actually is present value. This is a present value, isn't it? Because this here is a 0, so what I get is a present value. Okay? So what is the present value we get?
$20,203.
So that's the number you indifference. You either give me 20,000 something or give me a certain cash flow. Now, using NPV, cash flow piece, we can calculate present values by put 0 on cash outflow, first future cash outflow, and future cash outflow.
Wow.
All right?
Very easy.
Yeah, very easy. Or you can do the hard ways. Just calculate each present value of that 3 cash future values. But this one is much faster. The same thing is true in your time value of money. There is a cash flow, I remember, first year, second year, and the 6th year. Remember? Right. In the 6th year, in that being careful, it should be CF key, CF1, CF2, CF3, 0. Because year 3, year 4, year 5, you don't pay anything. So 0 3 times. Then CF4 goes to 6. So that is kind of a little bit more advanced in CFPs, different. Number 8, the eternal gift insurance company is offering you a policy will pay you and your heirs $10,000 a year forever. The cost of policy $285. What is the rate of return on this policy? Now this one is consider a hard one. Is perpetuity. A perpetuity value is equal to cash payment over I. Now here they are given 28500 equal to cash payment $10,000 divided by I. So you already know this perpetuity worth 285,000. So what is I? Now here I equal to 10,000 divided by 285,000. 10 divided by 285. What is the rate of return? 0.044%. Oh, am I right? No. 10 divided by 285.
0.035.
35. 0.35. Repeat that. Did you using 10 divided by 285 equal to? What? Is that right?
Yeah. I got .035.
Yeah, we've got.
Oh, 2 decimal.
How
So
do you
if-
change the decimals? Can you-
Again, change decimal is second decimal point format. 4, enter.
Hang on, okay, so second and what?
Decimal, second decimal point, that is called format.
Yeah.
Second format. 4, enter 4, enter. Oh yeah, you need to know, you need to know how to change that one. No, that one will be run up too big. Alright. But on the other hand, show me your steps. Even you make mistakes, I can be partial for it. So I know, oh, this is not, it's not decimal point error. Okay?
3.5.
Yes, 3.51. This decimal. This test is not easy. It's harder than I imagine. Now I want to work on the 10 something we'll do next week. Okay, work on number 9. Number 9 is an effective rate. I don't know what the textbook taught you to teach you, but I went and read. I get totally lost. But there's one way to easily calculate the effective rate is first calculate what is present value and the future value is. So like this. What is the effective annual rate if bank charge you 7.64 compound quarterly? Problem like that. You can put a $100 or put a $1 in, doesn't matter. So I put a $100. So I put present value, I put a negative 100. I put a negative 100. So it didn't tell you, so you say, I put $1, what is the result is. Now the interest rate here is equal to 7.64 divided by 4. Calculate that number and punch in I. How many period?
4.
4. Quarterly, solving for FV. Solving for FV. Do you solving for FV? Solving FV?
107.86.
Okay, equal to 107.8. 86? 107.86. Did everybody get that? So, problem like this, it did not tell you what is the first initial, what is it, or like double your money, something. You just put those numbers in. Double your money is $1, $2, or 100, 200, okay? So here, you basically is compound twice, 4 times monthly. Now, given this, now his second problem is given this, I want effective rate. I want to know the effective I is, but the key element is this one. 1. You put a 1 as your end. Don't erase anything. You have to put a 1 in your end. Put 1 in your end. Solving for I.
So why do I have to put 1? I know that you have.
Why you put a 1 in it? Because 1 represents the effective annual rate.
Oh.
I force this one. I know beginning, I know end. That is 1. I just count 1. What is the 1 interest, 1 year interest rate?
7.86.
Yeah. In your exercise, there is something like that. They give you present value, give you future value in multiple years, give you final value. Then just put annual. You just annualize it. You annualize, so the number of the unit for n is year. When n equal to 4, the unit is quarterly, isn't it? But n here, you force the n, it can annual.
In this case, you can do it by difference, because 107.86 minus 100 gives you 7.86, and that's your answer.
The 107.86.
Yeah, you don't even need to do the second calculation.
Oh, yeah, right. You are right. You don't need to calculate because it's 100 showed you 7.86. But I'm thinking about just the key interval value. Because why I'm using 100 because it just can directly show me if it's right. But the effective rate, so for example, if you give you like 30-year multiple some kind of rate, you need to know what is the present value, what the total future value is. Then you want annual rate, what the effective rate is. You put a number of year in n. What you saw high is n. So those things, the effective annual rate, this is usually how I do. I calculate what the beginning value, I calculate whatever the end value is, then I force it to annually. Instead of looking at monthly, quarterly, weekly, whatever that is. Oh, annual, what is it? That is it. Okay? Problem like this, I think this one make a lot of people miss. Is that time if you read the book, it's 9 minutes. I have no idea what the book how to tell you the effective rate is so complicated. But if you put those one, if you force this one in annual, it's very easy. It becomes much easier. All right, I'm going to leave the bond calculations, stocks as your practice. You go home, do it yourself, then we'll revisit. Otherwise, there is a sample in this sample. Practice the effective rate. Practice our effective rate. Remember, effective rate is what the beginning when it ending value, I force it to 1. I force it to end with that. No. Enough. You do this stand right, don't open it, do
We
it.
can start.
Enough,
We can
enough.
start early.
I don't want you over there.
No, we got like 1,000 exercises.
Go online, you'll find it.
No, it's 4S.
Is it 4X?
It's a little longer. It's not that big.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, 5C and 5S.
I don't like Apple.
Oh, you don't really. You're a Android guy.
The devil. I say that out loud. Apple's the devil.
I have the devil.